欢迎来到英雄联盟。全军出击！全军出击！
你们的计划是什么？ 些就是伤吧。
Triple kill.
是我干的，是我。
Your inhibitor has respawned. Your turret has been destroyed. Your team has destroyed an inhibitor. Your team has destroyed an inhibitor.